Well, hey everyone, and welcome to another episode with your girl Audrey Codner from ACG Math Tutoring. Hopefully, you guys are doing well this evening. As promised, I was going to look into complementary and supplementary angles just to kind of do like a brief, basic of some geometry. But at the end of this, I am going to go into adding and subtracting fractions. Seriously, people, we need to get this done. So, if anything, come on in. If you're a type of person that, hey, math is just never your thing, or you just say, you know what, I suck at math and I'm good with that, this is the live for you. If you're thinking about getting your GED, your ASVAB, your ACCUPLACER, this is the live for you. If you're thinking about getting something on the TEAS test, any kind of high school equivalent, or you just need a refresher on math, this is the live for you. But if you are a rocket scientist, anything that is high and advanced, this is not the live for you. This is basically to help those people that always said, you know what, I suck at math and I hate it. And they want to get over this barrier so they can do any kind of advancement, maybe even helping their own kids with math. Or maybe they're going back to school and they need that assistance. So I just basically took my pain and anguish of me doing math, and now I'm trying to help other people to get past their barriers so they can be successful and just keep moving on forward with life. Now, am I saying that if you don't know how to do math, you can't be successful? No, but I can tell you, math is everywhere you go. It's everything you do. How'd you wake up this morning? All those rhythms within you, the rhythms that is math. Any type of decision that you made today, should I do a latte? Should I drive here? Should I do this? That was a decision. Should I bring an umbrella with me or not? It looks like it's going to rain. I'm not sure if I should. That was a mathematical decision, okay? So, again, as you guys come on in, go ahead and tap away, because we're going to go through this, and it's not going to be the whole time. As I said, we're going to go through complementary and supplementary angles, take a look at their differences, and see how you can use it to figure out unknown measurements of angles or just unknown variables. As well as we're going to go into adding and the subtracting of fractions, maybe even little mixed numbers if we got some time. All right. So let's see. Do I teach calculus? No, David, I do not. I am so sorry. But I know my friend Robert does. I think he's live right now, if I'm not mistaken. The AP math guy. So if you take a look at him, you can go ahead over there. Hey, Michael, how are you? Oh, hello, Jess. I see you, La Loca. How are you? Thank you so much for coming in, visiting up, and tapping away. All right. Thanks so much for the follow. Appreciate it. Yep. How am I doing? I'm not doing very well. So that's why I'm trying to do two concepts. I know I owe you guys one. I will try to come on tomorrow, but it might be relatively early. I'm not sure. Yeah, but I'm here. So that's how we're doing it. That's the only thing I can do without losing my mind. All right. So as you guys are coming in, thank you so much for the follow. I greatly appreciate it. So as we are taking a look, let's take a look at some of these notes. Let's zoom in. All right, take advantage as best you can. So what we're doing is we're looking at the difference between complementary and supplementary angles. So complementary angles are two angles whose sum measures up to equal 90 degrees. Supplementary, there's two angles whose sum measure up to 180 degrees. So the easiest way to kind of help me to remember which is which is if I look at complementary. Complementary begins with the letter C. So let me see if I can put it down a little bit lower. So it begins with the letter C. If I make a capital C, and then I have a line to draw to meet up with the two endpoints, it gives me a 9. So complementary will be 90 degrees. If I try to do it with supplementary, supplementary begins with a capital S. And if I want to draw a line connecting my two endpoints here, look at that. It draws and makes an 8. So that means I can go 180. So complementary gives me the C, which gives me my 90 degrees. Supplementary gives me my 180 degrees. So I have like a couple examples here. We have angle 1 and angle 2. Anytime I see this little box, that's the indication of 90 degrees. So that means if I add angle 1 and angle 2, I will get my answer of 90 degrees, have it equal to 90 degrees. Here, I have an example of supplementary angles, also known as a linear pair. Okay, so angle 3 plus angle 4, that will equal 180 degrees. So, keeping all of those in mind. All right. All right. Hey, Janice, how are you? Okay. So, we have, here we go, angle 1, angle 2. If I put my little box there, that means we can say that angle 1 is a complement of angle 2 and vice versa. So we can say angle 2 is a complement of angle 1. So when I say or I see the word complement, let me put it here for you. Okay, so when I see that word complement, I should be thinking of complementary, and complementary means I have a 90 degrees when I add those two angles up. All right, and then the other part over here, we have our angle 1 and angle 2, but this time seen as a linear pair. And then if you see the word supplement, okay, so that means angle 1 is a supplement of angle 2, or angle 2 is a supplement of angle 1. That's going to help you, especially when you get to those word problems. Okay, that's exactly where you're going. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so let's take a look. Let's take a quick little gander here. So let me get myself zoomed in and pushed up. All right. So again, when I'm taking a look here, I have my angle 40 degrees. So we're just looking at, sorry, I had to move some stuff around. So we're just looking at, so from here to here, that's 40 degrees. Then we have this other angle here. That's an unknown angle, but they're giving me that little box. So that means it's going to be 90 degrees. So the way that I look at it is I got my angle of X plus my 40 degrees is going to equal to 90 degrees. Okay, so if I want to know what X is, which some of you guys should be able to put in the chat, so my X is going to be 50 degrees. There you go, Bran. There you go, Jay. Nice. Bran, I love it. There you go, Jess. Good. Michael. Thank you, Soldier Girl, for the follow. Appreciate it. All right. So basically, that's what you're doing. Once I see that little indication that is 90 degrees, all you got to do is take the measure of one angle, subtract it from 90, boom, you got your missing angle. All right? Same thing that's happening over here. Okay? They're telling me that this angle right here is 150 degrees. So I know it looks like a linear pair, which looks like a straight line, so that means it must be out of 80. So what do you think the measure of this angle is going to be? So Brand saying 30, Jonah 30, welcome back. J30. OG, welcome back. 30. Good. Yep, because that's all you're doing. You're taking your 150, then you have your unknown, and it equals 180. All you have to do is just subtract the 150, and then bada boom, bada bing, you got your 30 degrees. Okay. Nice. All right, so I'm going to try to unzoom. Let's see if I can put the whole thing in. If anything, I'll read the word problem to you because I know it's going to be itsy bitsy teeny weeny yellow polka dot bikini up in here. All right, so we have angles A and B are complementary. Okay, so I'm seeing complementary, so that means I should be thinking 90 degrees. If the measure of angle A is 3x minus 8, and the measure of angle B is 5x plus 10, what is the measure of each angle? All right, well, they're telling me it's complementary. So we're basically doing this. I'm going to write it nice and big so we can see it. So we got the measure of angle A plus the measure of angle B is going to equal my complement, which is 90 degrees. So they're saying the measure of angle A, that's going to be 3x minus 8. And the measure of angle B, that's going to be 5x plus 10. And it's going to equal 90. Okay, so let me zoom in a little bit because now we got it. All right, so notice even though we're doing geometry, you're doing points, lines, planes. Okay, yeah, I already did, Bran. I did a video on points, lines, planes. I want to say a couple days ago. So if anything, give me one moment, I'll tell you where to go. So if anything, go here. Okay, type in this. All right, so once you come here, you'll actually see a playlist that says TikTok Lives. So all of my TikTok Lives are up and running, okay? So if anything, while you're there, if you want to do this, and this, that will be fabulous, okay? You know, send me a comment, send me how it goes. So definitely take a look on there, okay? You missed that, and that's all right. That's where you go. All right, not a problem. Okay, not a problem. Everything is there because all of my videos since February the 2nd is there. So you do have a place to go. Okay? All right. So now, thank you, Stacy. We are going to combine like terms. So the easiest thing, ignore this 90 for a second. Okay, take a look at everything that's happening over here. Now, your like terms is when we have the same variable with the same exponent, same degree, okay? So sometimes they use the words exponents, sometimes they use the words degrees. So just beware that it's basically the same thing. So now we have 3x plus 5x. So that right there is going to give us 8x. And now we have a negative 8 and a positive 10. Okay, they don't have an x or a y or any variable next to it, so that's why they're like terms. So if I have $10 and I spent 8, that means I have 2 left over. And that's a good thing because there's $2 in my pocket. So that's a happy time. All right. Hey, Big Al, how are you? Okay. So now we're going to bring down our equals 90. Okay. So now we can focus totally on the 8x plus 2 equals 90. Okay, so we're not overstimulated. So now we want to get x by ourselves. That's it. Like, that's the goal each and every time. So yes, there we go. We're going to subtract 2 on both sides. So now we have positive 2 minus 2. That gives me 0. I don't need to put the 0 as a placeholder because I still have that 8x there. So I'm just going to bring down my 8x. So now we have 90 minus 2. There you go, Nay. We got that. So that's how we got our 88. Okay, you borrow 1 from the 9 to make it an 8. You make that 0 into a 10. So 10 minus 2, that's where the 8 came from. And the 9 is not there because now it's an 8 because we borrowed from it. All right. So JT is saying, Sassy's saying 11. JT is saying 11. Big Al's telling me to divide. Yes, Jess, 11. Daniela is saying 11. Good. You probably said it multiple times, didn't you? Well, it's kind of like I'm doing math and writing. I can't look up. Okay. All right. Hey, Fairy. How are you? All right. Good. So then after we divide both sides by the 8, not by the 88, by the 8. Because remember, we're trying to get x by itself. And that's how you get your 11. Now, are we done? Okay, are we done? I don't know. We need to go back every time you do a word problem and you do all this fun solving. Don't just get like, oh my God, I got an answer. Yes, doing a little celebration in your head like, you know, like, no. Stop for a second, read the question, make sure you're answering it. Because they will just say, they didn't say just solve for x. Okay, they said, what is the measure of each angle? And I'll bet you, sweet Mother Mary, that they are going to have 11 as one of those answers. So anytime you do a word problem, stop, happy, okay, yeah, I got an answer, but am I answering the question? So now I got to go back. Okay, so we said the measure of angle A is 3x minus 8. Okay, the measure of angle B is 5x plus 10. I know it's really small, I can't really see it. So with us, we need to do that substitution. So I'm going to put that over here. So we got our measure of angle A. So wherever I see an x, that 11 is going to go right there. Okay. So now we're right here. So 3 times 11, where'd my pen go? Gives us our 33. Then we need to bring down our minus 8. Right, good, Big Al. So now we need to bring down our minus 8 in the club music. I know, right? So Carly is saying 25, and I totally agree with Miss Carly. Anyone else? There you go, Jess, with 25, because we had to borrow from the 3 to make it into a 2. Then that was a 13. So I know that 5 plus 8 will give me that 13. So that's why it's a 25. Okay, so the measure of angle A is 25 degrees. Now, we can take this next part one of two ways. We could go 5x plus 10, which that's the measure of angle B, right? I'll write it down. I'm not going to steal anybody's thunder. So the measure of angle B, you got your 5. And instead of the x, we're going to put the 11. I know there's another way of doing this. I know. So now we have our 55 plus 10, which gives us our 65 degrees. Okay? Exactly. Good, Jess. So we could plug it in, plug that 11 in, or since we know they're complementary, and if one of my angles, let's say green, if the whole thing is 90 degrees, and we know that one of the angles is 25, why not subtract them? Why not subtract them? Okay, so you can definitely do that. Good, Big Al. Okay, so you can definitely do that. So it's not really being lazy, because I'm going to keep saying this every live because I get different people coming in. Way you take any of these assessments, GED, ASVAB, ACCUPLACER, TEAS test, the algebra part of it, the IBEW for electricians, any kind of standardized test, SAT, ACT, the way that you take these exams is completely different from how you would take a class exam. So like if you're currently taking a college algebra exam and your professor or administrator wants to see the work, they want to see all of this detail. When you're taking the GED and all those tests that I just listed, they don't really give a rat's blank. They don't care. Did you pick A, B, C, D, in some courses E? Did you pick the right letter? You did? Awesome. Okay. And they just care. They don't care about the extra work that you do on separate sheets of paper. Yeah, they collect all that. But to be honest with you, they do nothing with it. They may recycle it. Okay, or they just chuck it in the trash, because no one's not going to sit down and shred all that stuff. Oh my God, I got to shred it. No, they're not. They're not doing that. All right. So the quicker, like once you see your answer for one and they want to know the measure of both of them, just subtract it from 90, bada boom, bada bing, you're done. Bubble it, click it, move on. Okay. All right. All right. Thank you. Right, I know. But see, we're very programmed, Jess. Like, we are so programmed to show all our work. And there was this company, they interviewed me for something. I have no idea. All I know is as soon as I told her I'm like, the way you study for the SAT is different from the test. She was like, I can't hire you because I will lose so much money. I'm like, all right, fine. So obviously it must be something I need to tell a lot of people. Okay. So as long as you have a good idea, and especially for multiple choice exams, that's what you want to do. You don't want to spend too much time on one lovely problem. All right, so there is 339 of us here, and I greatly appreciate you all here. Can we just do a quick mad tap? Quick mad tap. Okay, I'm doing awesome, huh? Thank you. See how it's done. That's all right. Perfect. Because they program our brain like, oh yeah, definitely. We are so brainwashed. And I think I'm just coming into my awakening phase of my life. Because there's a lot of stuff going on, and everyone is sitting here trying to memorize formulas. When you take these exams, like, you're basically trying to get a whole year of Algebra 1 jammed in your brain. Like, some of you guys are taking classes and you're like, okay, I could do this in 8 weeks. And I'm like, dude, you have no idea how many formulas there are. Like geometry, good God, just the first quarter alone, you're going through at least 52 different terminologies. And then don't let me speak on like all the postulates and the theorems and all the stuff that you have to do for proving. Oh, dear God. There's a lot. There's so much. And you're trying to learn all this in 8 weeks? Okay, praise be. All right, have fun with that. Am I being woke? Yeah. I know. I'm a little late. All this craziness that's going on, I can't deal with it. And then, of course, Like what I'm doing here nowadays, and I'm going to say this and I'm going to get it off my chest and I'm going to move on. If we can get it up to like 17, that would be awesome. And then I'll continue on. Recently, like when I come on here, guys, I just do math. You know, I try to break down concepts. And I know I was trying a new platform with people seeing me. I love when people, when they saw my face, they were like, oh my God, you're black? Hello. Did you not? Well, you thought this was bronzer? Like, what do you think? So that was hilarious. And I got a threatening message. I got one person that didn't like the platform, and then I got another person that threatened my life if I don't just go here, shut my mouth up, and just teach math the way I'm supposed to teach it. And the thing that got me was, he's like, oh, and this is your address, isn't it? So I can just come and just do whatever I want to you. Really? Okay. So then I kind of got a little panicked. And then I went to TikTok. I made a claim on it or whatever, you know, complaint. And they said they didn't see anything wrong with this. So I was like, all right, bet. So now I'm at the point where I'm just like, you know what? I'm not fearful of anything right now. If you want to come, do whatever you want to do with me, have fun. I'm trying to keep it culture. But let me tell you, I'm not going out without a fight. I'm not going to be just that. So if you want to do whatever you want, do whatever you want. I don't even care anymore. Okay? Bring it. So that's just how I feel. Yeah. Yeah, it's not even any of that. Hey, little beauty. How are you? Yeah, so it's kind of like... I'm here doing math, guys. Like, I'm not sitting here trying to change the world. If I can motivate people to get out of their I'm too scared to do anything to actually want to do something with their lives, yes, let's go. Let's do it. Let's grow with it. But I don't know why anybody want to threaten me. Maybe because they think that they've mistaken my kindness for weakness. I have no idea. But I will do my math. I will do my math the way I want. I'm just not going to be showing my face anymore, but you can see my face on all my profiles and all my videos. So I don't really care. I'm just going to do me. I'm just going to do what I need to do. If you want to come for a visit, make sure you bring rent money, okay? That's all I got to say. I don't care. All right. So as promised, thank you so much, guys. 20K. I love it. All right, so here we go. Angles of Q and R are supplementary. If measure of angle Q is equal to 4x plus 9, and the measure of angle R is equal to 8x plus 3, what is the measure of each angle? All right, so supplementary. Right away, I'm thinking 180. Okay. So if the measure of angle Q is equal to 4x plus 9, okay, so we got the measure of angle Q. So remember, we talked about how to write these things out. So we're saying the measure of angle Q plus the measure of angle R is going to equal 180 degrees. Okay, so that's 1. Now, let's substitute what we got for the measure of angle Q and the measure of angle R. So the measure of angle Q, that is our 4x plus 9. Our measure of angle R is 8x plus 3. And this is going to equal 180 degrees. And the reason why it's 180 degrees, because of the word supplementary. All right. So again, I use my red pen to show that there is a barrier between one side and the other side. Since it is equal to 180, we do have sides. I'm going to cover up this side so we can focus on the left-hand side. Sorry, there's like all these things popping up on my screen. It's all kinds of crazy. All right. So we have 4x plus 8x. Okay, so 4x plus 8x. That gives me 12x. Right? Then we have 9 plus 3. So 9 plus 3, that also gives me 12. Okay, good. So Dave, yes, Big Al like terms, that's it. Dave, 12x plus 12, awesome. Big Al, 12x plus 12. Nice. Good job, everyone. Let's keep it going. All right, so bringing in my equals 180. So now we don't have any more like terms on the left-hand side. So now we should be thinking, I gotta isolate. I gotta isolate that variable. Okay, so let me cover up what's going on up here. So now you can focus all your attention on what's happening here. So what should we do? What should we do? Thanks, Jess. Let's see. Okay, Big Al saying subtract the 12. Got you. So positive 12 minus 12, that does give me 0. But again, we don't need that 0 as a placeholder because we still have that 12x. That can simply come on down. So 180 minus 12, move the 12 over. Good, Junior Castro, subtract the 12. Nice. Okay, not divide the 12. Oh yeah, when we get to that part. But what do we get? What are we going to be dividing? What are we going to divide? Okay, we got 168 Big Al, 168 Jess, 168 Dave. Excellent. Okay, and just like what Jess said, we're going to divide both sides by the 12. So 12 divided by 12 gives me 1. So 1x and x means exactly the same thing. But then 168 divided by 12. So John Davis is telling me 13. Do we agree? Okay. Cali Girl saying 14. Jess 14. User. All of that. 14. Kaya 14. JK, oh hey, it's 14. Ann's 14. E 14. Bliss 14. Michael 14. Mr. Scorpion 14. Okay, you're always a number off. That's all right. But at least now we know. Okay. Hey, from Iceland. I used to live in Iceland. Where are you from? That would be hilarious if you're like one of my former peoples. Yep, I used to play basketball in Iceland. Played for Tintelstock. Sophos. I used to live in Sophos. Yep. We used to call it, Sheep River Hook. Söderkroka. Yep. Hey, Amber. How are you? That's so funny. Yep. Many, many moons ago. Yeah, that was like my favorite place. Yep. All right. Yeah, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Okay, so did we answer the question? No, we didn't. Yep. Right. Nope, we did not. So we still need to find the measure of each of the angles. So we could pick one of those two, the measure of angle Q or the measure of angle R. Okay, so I don't know. Let's do with the Q. Why not? So I'm going to slide this over. So I'm going to say the measure of angle Q. And it doesn't matter which one you guys pick. It really doesn't. So we got 4 times our 14 plus 9. Okay, 4 times 14 gives me what? There we go. And then our 56 plus our 9, that gives us our what, 65? Good. 64. Okay. Got scared. Okay. So Kai 64, Eve 64, Big Al 64. Jess. You know, sometimes I get scared. I was like, wait, what's going on? All right. Okay, so. Okay. Thank you, Michael. Min 65. Okay. So we got our 65s. Now, if we know that these angles are supposed to be supplementary, and we know the measure of one of our angles is 65, what do I do? What can I do? Kaya is saying good. 115. Okay? So we're looking at our 115. We're basically looking at our 180 minus my 65. This will give you the measure of angle, what was it, R? So this will give me the measure of angle R. So this will give me my 115 degrees. Good. Hey Houston, how are you? What type of math is this? This is a little bit of geometry. A little bit of geometry, a little bit of country, a little bit of rock and roll. Yeah, I'm really showing my age. Jesus. So it just kind of rolled off the tongue there. So a little bit of geometry. Of course, there are some algebra components in there. It's like all night long. I know, it's scary. Not a problem. Not a problem. Okay. All right. Would you like... Am I Marie? I don't know. I don't even recognize Marie nowadays. But she did lose a lot of weight. But I don't know. So, if anything, would you like one more? Or are you ready to venture into the world of adding, subtracting fractions? Diana Ross? It looks foreign to you? That's okay. Key thing is to understand. You ready for fractions? Okay, let me do a quick thing for Houston. All right, Houston, the key thing is to understand that complementary angles are two angles whose sum is 90 degrees. Supplementary angles are two angles whose sum measures 180 degrees. So if they are giving me this little square right here, that means that this whole entire angle is 90 degrees. So angle 1 is a complement to angle 2, meaning if I add angle 1 and angle 2, it will give me 90 degrees. If I have supplementary angles, okay, looks like a linear pair, they're supplements of each other. So angle 1 is a supplement of angle 2 and vice versa. That means that angle 1 plus angle 2 will equal 180 degrees because supplementary angles equal 180 degrees. Okay? So one more? Yeah, I figure so. All right, so let me tape it in. You tap it up, I'll tape it in. And I might actually... So go ahead, Houston. Go ahead and make a quick little screenshot of that while we're here. See? Okay, not a problem. Okay, let's do one more for Houston. See, look at this. I don't know of any other lives that people will kind of watch out for each other. Loving it. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Almost makes me want to cry. Doing a lot of that today. Don't need any more. That's why as soon as I'm done this, I am going to pass out because I have no energy left. All right. Okay. So let me unzoom just a tad bit. All right. Thank you. Let's see if we can get to 30. We're almost there. You guys are tapping fiends. So close, so close. Yeah. Challenge accepted. There it is. Yay. All right. An angle is 74 degrees more than its complement. Okay? Find both angles. Okay, an angle is 74 degrees more than its complement. Find both angles. So, key word is complement. There we go, Luna. I love it. Okay, we see the word complement. Boom. Remember, if it begins with a C, and we draw a straight line, boom, that C turns into a 9. So that's how we know it's a complement. So we're saying one angle plus another one. So 74 degrees more than its complement. So that'll be plus 74. Now, is it just x plus 74, or is that the representation of one of the two angles? Ooh, let's think about this. Let's think about this. All about unity. Ooh, one of the two. There you go, Jess. Good. Because it says an angle, that's singular, okay, is 74 degrees more than its complement. So that was going to be x plus 74. That's representing one angle. And the other angle is just going to be x. Oh, you see how they twist that up? And it's going to equal 90. Because I know for sure that 90 minus 74, I think that's 16. I know for sure 16 is going to be listed. Okay? I know for sure that 16 is going to be listed. But we're talking about we need the sum of two angles to equal 90. So that x plus 74, that's representing one angle. If you want me to put parentheses around it, I can. Okay? But I still have to represent the other angle with the plus x, because we still don't know what that angle measurement is. Let's combine like terms. I know, right? Plot twist. Dun, dun, dun. Okay? What are my like terms? What are my like terms? Bad English. There we go. So 2x plus 74. 2x plus 74. Excellent. So we have our 2x plus 74 is equal to 90. All right. So now, just like anything else we do, I'm going to cover that up so we could just focus on just solving this because we want to get x by itself. Whoa, getting kind of crazy here. All right, what do we do next? Okay, there goes Big Al. There it is. We're going to minus the 74. Okay, so positive 74, negative 74 cancels out. So I can bring down my 2x. So 90 minus 74, again, that was going to be what? That's 16. But we notice that's not just my answer. What do I do next? There you go, Kaya. There you go, Samuel. Good job. Okay. Houston, good job. I saw that earlier. All right, now we need to divide by 2. Divide by 2. Love it. Okay, so 2 divided by 2, that gives me 1x. And then 16 divided by 2 will give me what? Good, John. There it is. I was waiting for you to say something. Okay, so we know what x is. X is equal to 8. Okay, internal celebration. There, Leslie. Okay, a little internal celebration. But did we answer the question? Okay. Find both angles. Okay, we need to find both angles. Right now, we found one of them, which was x. So what's the measure of the other one? We found one. I'm going to just say angle 1. So, which is my x, which is equal to 8. So I guess we're looking at 8 degrees. So if I want to say the measure of angle 2, which is x plus 74, and that's equal to how many degrees? Okay. So I got 6. I got a 90. Because remember, one angle is 74 degrees more than its complement. Okay? Its complement was 8 degrees, so that means, good. Is it Adriana? Says 82. Marcus is saying 82. Jess, 82. Tish, 82. Okay, excellent. Love getting new people responding. Thank you, guys. Big Al, 82. Okay, user, all of that. 82. I don't know. It still tickles me just to see all these users with 60 million two names. Okay. Appreciate it. Yes. All right. Because remember, we could easily just say 90 minus that 8 for us to get our 82 degrees. If we didn't want to plug in the 8 for the x. Okay. All right. Okay, cool. Houston, how are you feeling? Okay, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Or the follows, everyone. Okay, what's wrong? What is his face? Do you have a course for college algebra? I have a course for like the basics of it, but when it gets to, I don't think I have rational functions involved. But I'm currently working on a series, a workbook series, so you can just pull out, I know it sounds crazy, but pull out whatever you need. You know. That replace x with 8. You do. You do. Because you could replace the 8 for this x, and then 74 plus 8, that gives me an 82. So you're right. Matrices, yep, it's all involved in there. What grade? Well, this is geometry, like the early stages of geometry. So I want to say first quarter geometry, possibly within the first month. Yeah, because after you do point, line, plane, start talking about that, soon enough you're going to get into the different types of angles, and then you go into, parallel lines cut with a transversal, and then you start doing more of segment addition. No, I lied. Segment addition, segment and angle addition comes before parallel lines cut with a transversal. Okay. Hey, Danny. Okay. Yeah, so you're right there. No crying. No crying. No sweating. All right. Yep. Geometry. Yep. First. I literally is going to be like the first month. So for those that are going back to school and you're in geometry, if you're honors geometry, you're going to see this in the first week of school. Yeah, they don't play around. But if you're like in standard geometry, it's going to be like maybe the second or third week of school. Okay. All right. Now, that was that part. We're actually going to be doing 2 things at once, because I wasn't here yesterday. That's one. And at the same time, this is something that is needed. Okay? Needed. So the next part that we're going to be working on, again, if you want to stay, you can stay. The next part I'm going to be working on is adding, subtracting fractions, some with common denominators, some that are not common denominators, okay? And maybe I might throw in a mixed number here or there. But this is vital. If you can't get fractions, my goodness, it's going to be a long year, okay? So, as I mentioned earlier, which I'll mention again, just in case you can't stay, but you're like, ooh, I really want to do this, but I got to go back to work, or the kids are trying to kill each other, and I got to handle that. You can actually go to my YT channel, and you're probably like, what's a YT? Right here. YT. Okay, so you can definitely go to my YT channel. What is this? Ugh, yay. Okay, so if you go to my YT channel, just go here, and then you can do this. You can subscribe, you can like, you can comment, you can share, and if you want to turn on notifications of when I put a new video up, I try to do it at least like once a day. I try not to kill it too much. But if anything, all of my videos, give me some time, because sometimes it takes me a while in the evening to download. It takes forever and a day to upload. But so it might be in the morning when it actually comes up, unless this actually behaves. So if anything, just go there. You can see all my videos from February the 2nd, all the way up to yesterday. Well, not yesterday, the day before yesterday. And also, if you need any services, private tutoring, small group tutoring, especially if you know there's a group of you and the friends that are trying to get ready for the SAT, I definitely do small groups up to like 4 students, at most 5. All right. And if you are looking for a self-paced course, all you have to do is go here and be able to take a look at it. And there's like links that you can go directly to it. So it's for GED, ASVAB, T's, and some foundational skills, as well as the ACCUPLACER. It's like 170 videos. You got practice sheets. You also have quizzes on there. And if you like my book, when I'm actually writing in, this is a notebook that I designed. Okay, even have like the beginning of me. So a little bit of information, a section for you to put formulas, and also to put your steps. think I actually have some stuff here. So here's like a couple of formulas here, and then there was a couple of steps. Some space for you to work out the problems on both sides of the pages. But my piece de resistance is the resource pages in the very back. So if you are not very strong with your multiplication and you need to factor items, here is a factor sheets. Okay, we start from 1 and it goes all the way to 200. All right. And if you're anything, factoring, breaking down radicals, just figuring out the factors of numbers, finding your GCF, helping you for the LCD or the LCM, you can use your factor sheet. We also have words that's associated with each of the operations. We also have your square and your cubes, your square roots and cube roots, to help you find those out. This is all in the newer book. This is my pre-algebra, algebra 1. So then we have inequalities, interval notations, rules for integers. Sorry, I'm trying to get pages. Okay, linear and quadratic, order of operations, properties of exponents, your decimal operation, as well as what we're going to be working on, which is fractions operations. Definitely need to get those lovely things down. Place values, even the breakdown, the percent and decimals, fraction and decimals, all of that. Just a quick little reminder of all of those things, as well as your arithmetic and geometric sequence, measures of central tendencies, graphing, system of equations and inequalities. You know, all these like little reminders back here. And this is basically all the stuff that you will see, as well as your area and your perimeters, which can also help you with geometry, because you have Pythagorean theorem with the trig, you know, the trig functions here, their sine, your cosine and tangent, and it's arc sine and arc cosine, and then also volume, surface area, and last but not least, the conversions. Okay, yes, even though, especially like with these conversions, like things that's going to be done like yearly, things that is going to be done weekly, all that stuff. So all those things are listed here, and plus a little space for you to doodle, because we know we all love to doodle. So place a doodle, maybe get some extra notes in there just to fit it all in. There's roughly 100 pages of the notes. So if you write relatively small, you can have one book per quarter. And if you're going to do with geometry, trust me, you're going to need, especially first quarter, there's easily 50-something different forms and phrases that you need to know. The front of the book? Sure. Oh, wait, hold on. I gotta do this. Wow. Well, okay. Sorry, there was like a puzzle piece thing I have to do. Okay, so into major lava lamps. So this is the book. This is for like pre-algebra and algebra. And I do have one that's going to be the resources of algebra 2 and pre-calculus. So if you want to purchase any of those, you can come here. I'll let you take a little screenshot of those. This is where you can get the notes books. I'm working on the math workbook series and Audrey's notes. So if you're wondering what is Audrey's notes, I just basically take a copy of all of my notes that I do here on TikTok. Okay, every single one of them. And it's color pages. But if you notice, there's a QR code. If you scan that QR code, it will take you directly to the live that's associated with this lesson. So this is great for remediation. It's great for like enrichment, for homeschool parents. If you're just like, I don't know how to explain that. And instead of you searching and trying to find which video goes with which notes, I just basically put it down for each and every one of you guys. So if you can see, I got it right there. And I have it right there. Okay. And yes, you can, in every notebook, because I think book 4 is the last one. No, I lied. Book 5. Got to remind myself. That is up on here but not on Amazon. I don't know. So I had to do a couple more updates comparing to Amazon's restriction. Then, yes. Okay. Yep. So here's for my lefties. Okay. If you're left-handed, you also get your own notebook. So no more trying to figure your way out, filling that seam. You can go ahead and write on the left-hand side. You get the same resources in the very back. It's just like the order of the book. It's just slightly in reverse. So you can have that nice, easy feel. So all my lefties celebrate. Okay. And then, of course, I dedicated this to my dad. So, yeah, his anniversary is tomorrow. So he and my mom are both the crazy lefties. I don't know, I guess I'm the one that turned out right. Okay, that was horrible. But if anything, so we have like notebooks for lefties. Not too many people have that. So here you go. All right. I think I've sold my soul enough. What do you think? Yeah. Yes. Zoom in the picture of Dad. Hold on. More than one to that. Yeah, this is like with me and Papa. Oops. Yep. Yeah, this is when I was in college. Yep. And this was like after a game, and I'm like half dead. All right. So cute. Yes. Daddy-os. I know. Well, thank you. Yeah, so I don't know how I'm going to feel tomorrow, but I will try to be here. I will try. Okay. Whoa, that was a major zoom. All right, so let's get back to it. Thank you so much for all the tapping. And thank you guys for staying around, because I know, like, once people start selling their products, it's just like, oh, they just want money. Yeah, you damn right we just want money, because that's how we live. All right? We'll see. What's the price looking like? Well, you're going to have to look, because it depends on how you like to look at the price. But I think the price that I'm putting on there is just parts. Okay? Yeah, well, yesterday, I know you guys will understand. I appreciate it. All right, so let's take a look. Adding, subtracting fractions. So let's say, for example, we have 5/4 minus 3/4. Now, the key is not so much a formula. We always want to have a common denominator. Okay. Okay. So, not so much a formula, but more so like a rule. Okay? You always have to have a common denominator. Now, when you do have this common denominator, you are not adding or subtracting the denominator. The operation is really going to be intended for the numerator. Okay? So, if we take a look, we have 5/4 minus 3/4. They both have the same denominator of 4. So our answer, we're going to carry that over. So my denominator will still stay as a 4. But what I mean that the numerator is going to carry the operation, I'm saying that we're going to do 5 minus 3. So we're not doing the subtraction in the denominator. How many times have you done this and you're just like, I don't see my answer, or I keep getting it wrong. Why is it wrong? I am subtracting. Because the subtraction is really happening for the numerator only. The numerator is the top portion of the fraction. The denominator down below is going to be down in the denominator, down here. Okay? So you have 5 minus 3, which gives me 2. Although we did it correctly, but always look to see if we can simplify. So now I'm noticing that both 2 and 4 are even numbers. If they're both even, see if they are divisible by 2, which they will be. Or see if they are divisible by a higher number. Because if it's 4/8, I'm not going to divide by 2, but I'm going to divide by 2 twice. I'm lazy. I don't want to do all that work. So if I see something like, say, 4/8, I'm going to divide both the numerator and the denominator by 4. Okay? Because that is going to be our LCM. Okay? Or our LCD. The least common multiple or the least common denominator. It's probably the least common multiple. All right? Hey, Alicia, guess what? Oh, God. What? What happened? Did you pass? Are you leaving me in suspense? Okay, everyone's telling me 1/2. Awesome. Good. Those 2 divided by 2 gives me 1. 4 divided by 2 gives me 2. Yes, 96? Holy shnikes, girl. Oh, wow. Congratulations. A 96? Okay, so you are officially my highest person. I want to curse so bad, but I better not. That is amazing. So happy for you. You worked your butt off, though. Alicia, you worked your butt off. That's an amazing score. Like, you basically can you can do whatever you want. Well, maybe not be a general, but you're practically up there. You want to run the army? Do you want to do that? That is awesome. Oh, give so much praise. Oh, you do on Friday? Oh my gosh. I would love to see a picture of that. I'll give you my text number. I'll message you my phone number, so you can send me a picture of you getting sworn in. Oh, that would be amazing. Right? That's right. I'm saying they're definitely going to be fighting for you. That's awesome. Aww. About to cry again. I can't cry anymore. I have no more tears. Oh, that's awesome. I almost like when to say, like, what was it like? But I have an idea what it's like, but Thank you, Big Al. All right, I don't want to end the live. I just started doing this. Gotta focus. Yeah. All right, so that's awesome. That is so amazing. Like, you seriously can write your own ticket right now. That's just great. All right, so 2/5 plus 4/5. We have a common denominator. So since we have a common denominator, we're not adding these. We're just bringing it over. Okay, so now we got 2 plus 4. 2 plus 4, not to insult your intelligence, gives me 6/5. Thank you so much for the gifts, guys. There you go. Good. 6/5 or 1 and 1. Yes. Awesome. So since we got an improper fraction, that means we got a hole in there. And if you want, you can do one of two things. You can probably divide out your one whole, which will be your 5 out of 5. Okay. Or, because if you divide your 5 out there, you're going to get your one whole, and what's left is going to be 1 out of 5. If you don't get it like that, you can do like this. You're going to take your 6 divided by your 5. How many groups of 5s can go into 6? 1. So that means I have my 6 minus my 5, which gives me a remainder of 1. The way that I write the remainder is I put the 1 over my divisor, which is 5. Okay? So you can do one of two ways. Oh, sorry, not divide. I'm all flustered. Subtract. I'm all flustered over here. Because if I subtract out my 1, I'll be 6 minus 5, which gives me my 1 over 5. There we go. Okay, so we'll stay the same. All right. Okay. So if I have if I get a whole number minus 1/6, this had a couple of my students like today. Hence, that's why I'm doing this today. Now, we could rewrite this to have a denominator of 6, okay? Because anytime when we add or subtract, we have to have common denominators. So right now, anytime you see a whole number, you could put it over 1. So now, I need to know what divided by 6 will give me an answer of 6. Okay. Yes. Should be able to change people's lives. Okay, good. Kaya, good. 36. Now, some people get stumped by that. So what I do is, this is a little thing I do. Whatever the denominator is, which I was looking for is 6, take that whole number and multiply it by that denominator that we want to change to. It will give you this answer every time. Okay? every single solitary time. So now, all I have to do is keep the same denominator, which is 6. But then I got 36 minus 1. That gives me a 35. Okay? So I know if I tried to divide, here I go, long division. I know probably haven't seen this in forever. 35 divided by 6. How many 6s can go into 35 without going over? Hopefully you're saying 5. A couple of you guys already did, which is good. 5 times 6 gives me 30. So 35 minus 30, that gives me 5. Now, if they want exact answers, that means you're leaving it as 5 and 5, 6. Okay? If they want it as an improper fraction, like I'll be truthful. If I solve this, I'm immediately looking at my test answers. And if I see a 35, 6 and it says, just give me the answer, boom, that's my answer. Okay? If I see 5 and 5, 6, which you'll probably see a lot more of this, that means, all right, if I divide it, okay, I got my answer. All right, so every time you solve it, take a look at your answer choices, but also take a look at the question. Make sure you're answering the question, okay? There we go. There we go. All right. So, what happens that if our denominators are not the same? Or actually, hold on, before I go into that, I want to do this one. For number 4, what's my answer? Give it a try. Give it a try. Not 4/3. Chris is saying 2. We got Dulce. Big Al's not sure. Kai is saying 2. Chris is saying 2 again. Okay. Ingrid is saying 1/3 plus 5/3. Okay, so we have a 6/3. Danielle saying 2. Randy saying 4/3. Ingrid saying 2 is our final answer. So a combination of 4/3 and 2 and a couple, I'm not sure. Okay. All right. Nice little mixture. All right. So let's take a look. We're minusing a negative. What's a negative times a negative? There you go, Kai. You're in my brain. It's a very scary place. It's really scary. Good. It's going to give us positive. Yes, positive. There you go, Big Al, Jess, Danielle, John. Yes. Okay. So that means we really have 1/3 plus 5/3. Okay. So Leslie plus. Good. So Jess, yes. So we keep the denominator with the 3. 1 plus 5, that gives me 6. Now, let's simplify it. Addicted to success. Good. 2/1. So you can say 2/1, or you can simply say 2. All right. Yep, a negative times a negative is positive. Stand and deliver. Yes. Favorite movie. All right, so we got our 2. Big Al, Leslie, 2. Big Al, 2. Good. Okay. Awesome. Perfect. So that was just that one little split. I know some people usually get it sort of kind of mixed up. So what happens if, okay, let's flip the script. So if we have -4/5 minus 7/8. Ooh, what is that? What is she doing now? So a negative times a negative gives me a positive. When you have a common denominator already, it carries over, and then you just add the numerators. So 6 divided by 3 will give me 2. Okay. All right, you're not sure? Okay, you got 4. Not a problem. Okay, Big Al's saying 40. All right. So my common denominator, I got to think, what will show up in the 5 times table as well as the 8 times table? So some people will just say, why don't I just multiply them, right? So 5 and 8 will give me 40. So that means my my denominator is going to be 40. But in order for me to change this 5 to a 40, I need to multiply it by 8. Whatever I do in the denominator, I must do in the numerator. Okay? So first I had to figure out what number does 5 and 8 both have in their multiplication tables, which is 40. So in order for me to change this 5 to a 40, I have to multiply it by 8. Whatever I do in the denominator, I do in the numerator. So 8 times -4 gives me a -32. Okay, good. -32, Jess, Big Al, John, don't forget the negative, which is with the 4. Okay, anytime you see a negative kind of like nonchalantly to the side, just put it in the numerator. It will make your life so much easier. You can put it in the denominator, especially if you're graphing, but these type of problems, just stick it in the numerator. It'll make your life so much easier. Okay, not a problem. So now I want to make this 8 into a 40. So how do I do that? I multiply by 5. And whatever I do in the denominator, I also do in the numerator. So now we have 8 times 5, that's where that 40. But then we have 7 times 5, that gives me 35. Good. Nice, Big Al. Nice, Kaya. Nice, Addicted to Success. Good, Jess. Okay, so Kaya, I think I saw it earlier, saying the -67 over 40. Okay, where she's getting that from? Because we got the 32 minus 35. So this is the same, if I may. It's going to look like this. -32 minus 35 over 40. Okay, not over 80, not over 0, over 40. This operation is handling in the numerator. So since both of them are negative, we're actually adding. Okay? Easiest way I could say is like, all right, I had a balance of -32 on my, credit card. But then, because of the limit, I was able to spend $35 more. So that means I'm further in the negative, $67. Okay? So now I have 67 or negative 67, that's odd, and I have 40, that's even. So right now it's kind of rough because of the 67. They don't have anything in common other than 1. But I know we see it. It's an improper fraction. Could we make this into a mixed number? What would it be? What would it be? Let's see if we can break it down. Yeah. Break it on down now. So let's see. We have our 67. We know our answer is going to be negative. I can tell you that right here and now, because a negative divided by a positive is going to be a negative. And I got my 40 out here. So how many 40s can get into 67 without going over? 1. And then 67 minus 40 is 27. Okay, there we go. I know it's hard to type it on these things. I was just thinking, I'm like, there's a lot of math stuff for typing, but some of them just suck because they don't have all of the math components. And for me, trying to create exams and quizzes and stuff, it's just been a bear. And you would think they would have it figured out by now. Maybe because I'm looking for a free option. Maybe that's what it is. Okay, good. So 1 and 27/40ths. But make sure people do not forget that negative. Okay? Don't forget the negative. All right. Yep. Or some people like to say, was it negative 1.675? Yep. And I'm going to write the word or. Because either one could be our answer. But the key part of all this is we have to have a common denominator, and that's with adding and subtracting fractions. Okay, we have to have a common denominator. So I'm gonna try my hardest to come on. Even my squiggles are pretty. To come on, and if I do, we're gonna look at some mixed numbers. We're adding and subtracting with mixed numbers, and we'll see if I can squeeze in multiplying, but I definitely want to get some mixed numbers in. I might come in early or earlier, maybe early afternoon. I'm not sure yet. Depends on how I am. But we will. But thank you for the love and the attention, everyone. I greatly appreciate it. I appreciate you guys being here. So, can we do, see if when you come back? Yeah, we can. Yep, we can do that. Our keep, change, flip. But that's really for adding, subtracting polynomials. You want me to do that? Yeah, actually I can do for this one. Because that's basically what we did here. Keep, change, flip. Yep. Okay, no problem. We can do that. Definitely. All right, everyone. So again, if you need me, I know school is starting. Again, if you need or if you want any of my books, let me flip that open again. So if you want any of my books, you can come here. That's all I can say. I can't really get too more details. Either the notebooks. I think the notebooks would be great, especially for this time of year. If you guys are going into going back to school, I know fall courses are starting up again. I think for some of the college courses, they're starting on the 25th or the 26th. So if you're taking a college algebra course, hey, this would be awesome to have to kind of help you out, especially the last portions of it. I know I think we're starting back the 28th. Maryland is usually later. So, but if you do need tutoring sessions, hey, if there's a group of you guys, I definitely do group rates. So, and especially for TikTok, there's a TikTok rate as well. So if you're serious about going through this, don't just call me, don't just message me, hi, I will delete the message. Literally, I'm not going to go any further with it. So if you need some assistance, reach out. Do not wait until the 11th hour thinking that, oh, I got a tutor, so I'm going to get an A for the class. That's not how it works, okay? So at least I'm going to tell you the truth about that, okay? And then also, if anything, you can come onto the YouTube channel. Go ahead, do all 5 of these things. And this might be my live schedule, but right now I'm still teeter-tottering because I'm still dealing with summer kids. Not everybody is back at school. Not everyone's back with tutoring yet. All right. Oh, well, thanks, Big Elephant. Hopefully you had fun. Hopefully you enjoyed yourself. And no problem, user all of that. All of those. More than welcome to come in. And if you know of anybody that just wants to learn, get some of the basics, really break down so we can get rid of this thing called math phobia, to probably empower yourself to maybe even help your own kids. I also tutor parents to help with their kids, with their homeschooling. So if you're a homeschool parent and you want to still teach your own kids, I can tutor you and you can teach your kids. I do that with a couple of people. If you're thinking about getting your high school equivalent, again, GED, ASVAB, ACCUPLACER, IBEW, if you're doing the electrician apprenticeship, I'm here for it, Calculus is not my thing. Everything underneath is. But the youngest I would go is 7th grade. 5th grade. It's not because I can't do the math. They're a different breed of kid I'm not ready for. I don't think anybody's ready for it, but I'm really not ready for it at all. All right. Well, thank you so much, everyone. We'll see if I'm here tomorrow. And just keep being awesome. Keep being great people. I appreciate you so much. And just the fact that, Alicia came in here and wanted to share her joy, and just to see everyone automatically congratulating without me even saying anything, it's really reaching my heart. And I'm going to go cry now. All right. Love you guys. Bye now.